Okay, so this is number 8. Now this is a slightly difficult one to explain and, you know, maybe a little bit nebulous, you know, maybe it's a bit wishy-washy, but I'm going to do my best, so hang in there with me. Now the note that I wrote to myself for this was, be confident but not cocky, okay? And again, I could have wrapped this up in a couple of the others about when you meet someone and when you connect with them. And I know that every single person is an individual and has their own characteristics and their own mix of characteristics, where some people are, you know, a bit more of this and a bit less of this and vice versa and stuff. And I would never, ever in a million years tell someone to be anything other than themselves. What I would tell them to be is to focus on what is the best and or most appropriate part of themselves in any given environment. It's no different if you meet people and, you know, you're talking to a young child, or you're talking to an older person, or you're talking to someone that, you know, you may be, you know, romantically attracted to, or you're talking to a mate, you know, a friend. You know, you're going to have completely different language and project completely different things. And they might all be completely authentic, but completely different, okay? Does that make sense? And it's the same in these sorts of environments, okay? Even if you meet someone who is a boss versus someone who is a worker bee, you might have a slightly different, you know, manner and a slightly different way about you. But the trick is, you know, you do have to be confident, okay? I don't know what kind of job you're going for, but most people want you to have a certain degree of confidence, but not to be overconfident. That can be a recipe for disaster as well. So if you're naturally confident, you might want to actually dial it back a fraction, versus if you're naturally unconfident, inconfident, disconfident, whatever the word there is. If you're naturally that, then you might want to dial it up a bit. And it's okay. Well, I have a great saying called fake it till you make it. You know, and sometimes you can fake it a bit. And sometimes if you take on that identity of someone who is a little bit more confident, you know, that can come out of you. Most people have it in them somewhere. You know, who is it? It's Beyonce, right? That had that record called I Am Sasha Fierce, right? She has this identity for herself that when she goes onto stage, she's not Beyonce, she's Sasha Fierce. And that's what you need, your own version of that. And I don't mean get up there and sing I'm a single lady, or, you know, whatever that is, right? That might be appropriate depending on where you are. But I do mean to find that right mix of things for any given situation. And not just the situation, but for any given person. And you'll very quickly get a vibe. You know, you'll learn to tune into people and find the right level to you know, have your volume switch adjusted to. And I don't just mean on confidence either, I mean on everything. Okay, and I think I talked about this before, but it's about, you know, asking questions and finding out about other people rather than just blurting about yourself. No one, unless you have the, you know, the #1 film, you know, on the charts at the moment, or the, you know, the box office, or the, you know, the #1 song, where you've got a best-selling autobiography, chances are people don't want to know all about you. Okay, so you can dial that out a bit, you know, if they down a bit. If they want to know about you, they'll ask. If they go, oh, that's kind of interesting. You know, some people ask me, and, you know, I'm going to bring this up. I haven't brought it up. We're at number 8 or something, aren't we? I haven't brought it up. But, you know, eventually someone will say, oh, what are your books about? And I'll say running. And they'll go, oh, running. And they'll look at me, and I don't look like a runner for various reasons. And they'll say, oh, what's that about? And I'll say, oh, you know, I'm really into this kind of running. And I'll try and leave it at that, because I could talk about running till the cows come home. But I wait for them, and then if they actually show some interest and go, oh, geez, what kind of, you know, have you ever run the New York Marathon, or what, you know, that's normally one of the questions you get, you know, sort of one of the really obvious things, and then you can talk about it. But even when you're talking about it, you have to have this little light in the background that goes, don't crap on, don't crap on, don't crap on. That just has to remind you to actually keep sensitive to how that other person's reaction is going, because they may well be interested to start with, and then there'll be a point where you'll just see their eyes glaze over, or they'll be kind of looking around, or, you know, making sort of some other escape plan to get away from you. So you need to be sensitive to that. So don't be cocky, be confident, and find that right mix, so that when you connect with someone, there's something in it for both of you, not just something in it for you. There you go, that was number 8.